Hi darling, welcome or welcome back. Cellulite in the Tarot, or Hillary for short. I'm gonna see the person on your mind and their current feelings towards you, okay? I'm gonna get a romance angel card to start the reading. Let's get into it. Okay, the person on your mind and their current feelings toward you. Okay, well, a few cards came out. Let's see, we got playfulness in reverse. It's safe for you to love and getting to know each other. Okay, getting to know each other, safe for you to love, playfulness in reverse. This person isn't playing around right now. This person is thinking very seriously about making your relationship a mutual safe space, okay? They want to know more about you. They feel very known. They feel like you know them very well. They feel like they maybe don't know equally as much about you. They feel like there needs to be some balance here, okay? This is someone that you could have had a lot of fun with in the past. Maybe they didn't take this as seriously as they should have at one point, okay? They want you to feel safe with them. They could deal with control issues. That's at the bottom. Oh gosh, the reflection of my window. I apologize. Okay, so interesting. This person might feel like if they can't come through the door, they'll come through the window, and that sounds creepy. Don't go through anyone's windows, but this person's just like, maybe I gotta do things differently. Maybe what I view as a door to this relationship needs to be navigated differently, okay? They want to let go of control issues. They recognize that you may have boundaries up, that you may need to allow them in, and they cannot control that. They need to kind of like work at your pace here. Let's get their energy. Who is this person? Who is this person? Who is this person that is on my darling's mind? Let's identify them so that we can figure out whose reading this is, okay? How would darling know that this is their reading? Who is this person? That wanted to come out and then it like didn't show. The Chariot. You could be dealing with a Cancer, or this is someone who moved on from you, okay? This could be like a runner type. You could view them as a runner or someone avoidant or someone who just like, you're like, they're here one minute, they're gone the next, okay? They could be very emotionally shelled off, with that being Cancer and kind of the crab. Like they're very emotional. You maybe would never even know that because of their shell. This person has formed like a hard exterior around their emotions, but they actually have very deep emotions. You maybe never saw that. Anytime they started to feel anything, gotta go, okay? All right. I think what's interesting about this person is that they're actually very determined. And you could be like, they ain't a determined person. This person, when they got scared of their feelings, they ran so fast away from me. I didn't even hardly had time to blink, okay? Like they were literally there and gone the next. That's not a determined person. I need you to recognize this person was determined to protect themselves. And look at how much, look at how dedicated they were to that cause, okay? Now this person thinking about being determined in the way that they want to navigate their life and what they want to achieve, on what they want to be known for, on how they want to make themselves proud. They don't want to just be a runner type. They don't want to just be emotionally shelled off. They want to be someone who does the fight. The Chariot is a fighter. The Emperor drives the Chariot, okay? Someone who's in control, someone who knows the battle plan. They're just like, before my battle plan was, if I feel too much, get the fuck out. Sirens, warning, hello, let's go. This person now is just like, but I want to be someone who overcomes my obstacles. I want to be someone who does open up under the right circumstances. I want to know that I can deal with that, okay? They're very serious about it. That playfulness in reverse. They're very serious. They're very determined. Just look at what they've been determined to do. Look at how dedicated they were. You may not think they're determined, but they are, okay? Tell me some more about this person. Actually, no, we're going to move on. Okay, so their current feelings toward you. How are they viewing you? What is their perception of you? I did just see the Ten of Swords flip through the shuffle there, so they could feel like you have about had it up to here. I don't even think it's just them who has hurt you. I think you've had a life of betrayal. I feel like you're probably very disconnected from family and friends. You also don't trust people. You have had plenty of reasons not to trust. They feel like you're kind of like had it. You kind of had it, but not in a way where you're just like miserable. You're just like, the Ten of Swords is the ending of the worst part, right? It's the worst part being over and you sort of rising from the ashes, overcoming that mentally. So they could feel like you're just like, I have processed this pain. I have processed this. I want to move forward. I don't want to experience that again. I'm not going to just lay down and die. I want to move forward. I am stronger than ever. Something like that. Okay. How are they perceiving you? Seven of Swords. Untrusting. They feel like you don't believe anything that they have to say. They feel like you see them even when they can't see themselves, like they've been lying to themselves for a long time, and you have seen through that. Even when they were lying to you, you were able to see through that, and they don't really understand because they're just like, I feel like I even convinced myself of my own lies. I even convinced myself of my own lies. How are you able to see that? Tell me some more about how they're perceiving you. Oh, the Chariot is out again. Yeah. And the Six of Pentacles. They may be really unsure if you're even willing to invest in them anymore. They feel like you are a very generous person and that you've sort of cut them off, okay? It's very apparent to them that you are not going to chase them to give them affection. I'm curious. That's 3 sevens right there. We got 7, 7, 7. And then 6. 7, 7, 7, 6. They feel like you're very observant. You got the Page of Swords at the bottom. You're very observant. They can't get a thing past. They can't get a thing past you. You recognize everything, even if you don't say it. You will clock something and you don't necessarily have to say anything about it. You're just like, I've put that in my awareness bank. They feel like you're very aware, more than you even speak on. Okay? It's very apparent to this person that you're not having it. It's not funny. I'm sorry. I feel like I'm just uncomfortable. I think that's what this is. I feel like I'm just uncomfortable. They feel like you will not invest in them if they are at all even a little bit untrustworthy. This person feels like they have to be very open and honest with you, or else you will be the one to shut the door. Okay? They feel like they can't get anything past you. Even if they lie, you clock it, and somehow they know that. Okay. How is this making this person feel? How do they feel about you? 5 of Pentacles is at the bottom before I start shuffling, so they are wanting back in your good graces. They do feel like your absence is weighing heavily. This could also be that they worry that they might not have enough to give. Okay. How do they feel about you? How do they feel about you? Does that one want to show the World? Well, you're everything that they wanted to achieve in life. They see you as that. They see you as like, that was supposed to be the end goal for me. I say that lightly because I don't want to like feed a misconception that like other people are the key to our fulfillment, right? No, but I also recognize that certain things in life require companionship or a specific person. Not a specific person. I believe that we all have people where we're just like, I want to be so careful with how I word this, because there are completely delusional people in this world who feel like they are entitled to other people, even though they are not. They feel drawn to them. This is not what I'm picking up on for this. So if you're a person or you're dealing with someone who has completely unhinged behavior and is not taking no for an answer, that's not what I'm talking about. You're very respectful. They're very respectful now. This is not someone who would be unhinged. And if that's what you're dealing with, this is not your reading. Okay, I'll just say it like that. This person recognizes how you are a healthy, balanced choice, right? And you get them and you see them and you understand them. That's the type of person that they would like to succeed with things in their life with, right? It's not that you need other people. It's just like certain aspects of life do require other people, and you would be a wonderful, perfect fit for that. Like you're the end goal here, right? Okay. How else do they feel about you? Three of Swords, Three of Wands, Nine of Swords. They're very worried. They're very worried. And I think their worry has to deal with how much, I do want to say how much you've endured with them. I feel like there's been obviously a lot of pain. The Three of Swords, that couldn't be more obvious. That's complete heartbreak and betrayal. Three of Wands is like them sort of moving forward or keeping you waiting, or, you know, something like that. And so there is this worry about, like, is the end goal possible with you, or are things kind of like too far gone? Is it going to be too much to overcome? Will you ever be able to trust me? Is this something that we can overcome? Are you interested in overcoming it? They feel the anxiety that you must have felt in this connection, and now that's a worry of theirs. Okay? They do wonder if you have moved on, right? You've done some healing, you've overcome this, you're not restless about this. They do worry that you are moving forward and maybe not looking back, okay? You're just ready to ride the waves. You're just like, this has been a ride, right? That's a surfboard, so yeah, okay. What are their current thoughts? What are their current thoughts about you? I hope you'll wait for me. Yeah. You are my everything, and I'm coming. So they do think about how long it's been. I could be your hero, baby. That's so funny. They're just like, I know I wasn't reliable, but I feel like I'm coming to save the day. I want you to trust me. I want you to know how much you mean to me. I want you to wait for me, and so that I can show you that. Okay? Any actions that this person might take soon? This is a big might. What do they feel like actions they're inspired to take? We got the Knight of Swords and the Five of Swords. So this person wants to have a difficult conversation. They're fully prepared for it to be a fight. Okay. They know that your experience and your truth is not all rainbows and butterflies. They understand that. They're prepared for that. They kind of want... I think that will be telling for this person is if you're willing to share your grievances about it. Like, then they'll know that there's kind of hope. Whereas if, interesting, they want to hear your grievances about it. That's, to them, if you air your grievances, and that's like a chance for them to like jump in and like reassure something. Okay. Ten of Wands. they're just like, I won't know how much is possible between us or what is capable of being fixed if you're not open about the hard shit, you know? It's not all rainbows and butterflies. I know that you have some hard feelings about this and I want you to talk to me about it, right? I want to have that conversation so that I know what we're working with, okay? And then I'm going to say any confirmations or anything for you as the watcher, the listener here. Anything that the universe wants to confirm for you. Trying to decide which deck to use. Sorry. Okay, is there any validation or confirmation I can give to the listener here about this situation? I'm immediately looking at the let go of control issues, allow the situation to unfold naturally. I'll let that speak to whoever it needs to speak to, okay? Yeah. We've got the Princess of Swords, so that is the Page of Swords. This is like being willing to listen, you know? I'm not saying that you have to be open and believe everything that this person has to say, but there's something here to be learned. The Page of Swords, right? The Princess of Swords is getting curious. It's curiosity, it's being willing to learn, it's researching, it's being open-minded about what you could possibly learn about this situation. There could be something that this provides clarity and closure for, right? Even if it's not a way forward for you, even if you're cut off from that, even if you're being logical, completely respect it, completely understand. But there could be something that you are able to process and think about differently that helps you with that closure process or moving forward, okay? That feels like aimed for someone who is just like, I'm not having any of it, okay? I'm not having any of it. I don't want to talk to this person. I want them to keep their distance. Like, that's who this is for. And then let's get some confirmation for someone who wants to reconcile, okay? 5 of Discs, 10 of Swords, and the 10 of Wands. Wow. Okay, if you want to reconcile with this person, I need you to understand that that's not just going to be like this person comes back, expresses, wants to be involved with you, and then everything's magically fixed. That is living in la la land. There was issues here, right? There are triggers here to work through, and you're going to be triggered. And you're going to be triggered probably quickly. And so what you need to be aware of if you want to reconcile is that you will get triggered. That doesn't mean that this person is intending to. That doesn't mean that you're being too sensitive. It means that you just need to work through that. You need to work through that together. You need to be prepared for that. You don't need to sugarcoat it and bright side it. It is what it is, and you can definitely rebuild trust and stability in a situation that hurt you by understanding that working through the triggers in a connected way is exactly the key to building that closeness, right? I also want to recognize how difficult that is, because feeling that vulnerable with someone who there were a lot of challenges with, or you felt like abandoned you and you needed them, I get that that's not something that's easy to do. You might want to wall off. I get it. Spirit just wants to acknowledge, just because I get it, just because that's understandable, doesn't mean that you won't get triggered. And if you're wanting to work together and build a solid foundation with this person and you're both on the same page and it's something trustworthy, then you will both be understanding about that, okay? All right, I'm going to leave this here. I hope that this reading resonated for you. I hope that you found something in it that was for you. If you did, let me know. I appreciate all of you who let me know your stories. I read all the comments that I'm notified about, and although I am not notified by every comment, I read as many as I can, and I cherish that exchange. And I just want to thank you for being here and watching, liking the video, subscribing, all that fun stuff. It means so much to me, and I love what I do. Okay, I'm gonna get going. I love you so much. Take care, and ta-ta!